So the story kicks off with Skylar. She's presented as this sweet, talkative orphan, a fisherwoman.
Living in a small village seems simple enough at first.
She's got these so-called loyal friends around her and this handsome boyfriend, Jake.
But you notice pretty quickly there's tension, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, her friends. They're constantly dumping work on her.
And the villagers seem almost eager to humiliate her. It's quite harsh.
And that sets the stage for the first big blow-up.
It really does. This initial setup quickly shows you how tough Skylar's life is. Her world just shatters when Jake...
The most handsome guy, apparently.
Right. He just abruptly marries Julie.
Oh.
And not for love.
No, it's purely for job, for money. Julie's the factory manager's daughter.
It's not just a breakup. It's a massive public humiliation. Very calculated.
Really highlights her vulnerability as an orphan, doesn't it? Against this, really pragmatic, almost brutal village society.
Totally. And this betrayal, it lights a fire under her. She vows right then and there to marry someone richer and more handsome than Jake.
It's fascinating how that external shock just instantly hardens her resolve, you know?
Yeah, it dictates her next move completely.
Yeah.
That shift is pretty striking. What stands out to you there?
Just that vulnerability, I think, and how quickly she has to adapt. Okay, so shift scenes. Worlds away, really. We meet Michael and James.
Heirs to the Jackson Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
Huge company, clearly powerful.
And it's all overseen by their grandfather, Robert. Seems quite formidable.
The stakes are sky high. There's this CEO position up for grabs.
Promise to whichever brother performs better.
And Michael looks like the front runner.
Right?
He's just nailed this big project.
You'd think he's got it in the bag. But then
Grandpa Robert throws this absolute curveball. A really baffling condition for Michael getting the CEO job.
he has to marry this young woman from a photo Grandpa provides.
And guess who it is?
Skylar.
Skylar. Boom. That's our first big aha moment, isn't it? Connecting these two completely separate storylines.
Totally unexpected. It just makes you ask, what on earth is Grandpa Robert planning here?
Exactly. What's the long game?
So what does this twist mean for everyone? For Skylar, back in the village, licking her wounds. For Jake.
And for Michael and James caught in this weird family drama, it changes everything.
Right. So let's go back to that wedding day. Jake and Julier's wedding.
Peak humiliation time for Skylar. Julie is just deliberately cruel.
Pushing her down, taunting her. Awful stuff.
But Skylar, in this moment of, utter desperation,
Yeah.
she shouts something out.
Yeah, she declares she's going to marry someone like Michael from the wealthy Jackson Corporation. Almost like a fantasy, right?
But the timing, it's pure drama. First, James Jackson shows up.
Offers her his hand, all charming.
But then, moments later, Michael appears. He seems surprised James is even there, maybe a little annoyed.
And then Michael drops the real bombshell.
He just states it, plain and simple. Skylar's his fiancée.
Which, by the way, also shuts down all those rumors about him and the actress Willow.
Exactly. Now, if you look at the bigger picture, this isn't just some random romantic rescue.
No way!
It feels like a calculated power play within the Jackson family dynamics. Using Skylar,
Yeah.
probably without her having a clue.
She's a pawn in their game. And just like that, poor Skylar, still reeling from Jake, is suddenly yanked into this entirely different universe. Michael doesn't waste a second, does he? He gets her into his car. She's completely bewildered, probably terrified.
And their destination,
Yeah.
the Jackson Mansion, which is described as just palatial.
Yeah, Skylar's fear turns into awe. But you get this funny moment early on, Michael's issue with her smell.
Right, the fishy smell. He seems quite hung up on hygiene.
And she completely misreads it, thinks it's like a sign he likes her.
Which is kind of endearing, but also shows how out of her depth she is.
Totally. And the mansion itself introduces more characters, more complications.
Willow's there. The actress, clearly expecting she's the one marrying Michael. Awkward.
And Grandpa Robert, his eyesight isn't great.
So he initially mistakes Willow for Skylar. But then he gets his glasses.
Looks at Skylar and actually compliments her, calls her chubby and beautiful.
Yeah, and says she's a good match for Michael. Very surprising.
But then you have the rude servants showing the class divide.
And James. He puts on a charming act, catches her when she stumbles.
But we know, the narrative tells us, he's inwardly disgusted by her.
Purely playing the game for the inheritance. It just lays bare all the ambition and, frankly, the superficiality in that household.
It really is a clash of worlds. Skylar's sort of innocence against all this, the scheming. And the scheming continues, doesn't it? Michael tries his own bit of manipulation.
Oh yeah, the dress incident. He wants Grandpa Robert to find Skylar undesirable.
So he gives her this dress he claims is bad taste, says it belonged to James's mother.
Like trying to pass it off as a kindness, but really hoping it backfires.
But then around the same time, James finds out something crucial.
He discovers Grandpa lied. The CEO job isn't directly tied to marrying Skylar after all.
He is furious, understandably, I guess.
Totally. And his reaction. He just ditches Skylar, leaves her stranded at the dress shop in the pouring rain.
Cold. But this is a key moment for Michael, isn't it?
It really is. He realizes his own sabotage plan, making her look bad, might now actually hurt his standing if Grandpa wants this marriage for some other reason.
So he has to pivot fast.
Exactly. He goes back for her. It shows his pragmatism, maybe a strategic concern for the situation, even if it's not yet about her personally.
He's thinking steps ahead. But just as you think you're getting a handle on who wants what,
Grandpa Robert drops another bombshell.
unbelievable. He announces he's honoring some old promise to a dead friend.
And therefore, James and Skylar are to be married next month.
James is absolutely floored, you can imagine.
Oh, yeah. But for Skylar, Michael rescuing her from the rain, offering that bit of comfort, it sparks something new for her.
A feeling of protection, maybe the first real hint of genuine care she's felt.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grandpa Robert is really doubling down on forcing James and Skylar together.
He ramps up the pressure significantly, gets Skylar's little house demolished.
Wow. Just like that.
Yep, basically trapping her at the Jackson mansion.
Michael confronts him about it, right?
He does, but the grandpa just brushes it off, saying he wants them to fall in love by being forced together, which is quite something.
So Skylar gets this luxurious room, but she's essentially a prisoner.
And James is making her life miserable. He's still furious, confronts her, calls her a gold digger.
Threatens her, says he'll make her life hell if she stays.
Yeah. It really makes you wonder about Grandpa's actual goal here. Is this some twisted matchmaking attempt or just another elaborate test?
Who knows with him, and then the kiss.
Ah, yes. The classic drunken accidental kiss.
Yeah.
Skylar has some alcohol by mistake.
Stumbles into the wrong room, thinks Michael is James.
And kisses him. Michael's reaction is so revealing.
He's absolutely furious. But why?
Well, partly because she mistook him for James,
Yeah.
sure, his ego is bruised, but also, incredibly, because she hadn't tried to seduce him for the money.
That's wild. It really shows how transactional his thinking is at this stage.
Totally. It's all about the fortune, the game, not about genuine feeling, not yet anyway.
So Skylar is mortified, obviously, caught in this insane situation.
And her reaction, escape. She tries to run the next morning.
And surprisingly, James actually helps her.
Yeah, he catches her trying to climb down a ladder.
Yeah.
But he makes her promise something.
Never come back to the mansion.
Right. So Skylar gets away, finds a guest house near the beach. Temporary relief, you think?
But her past catches up with her. Horribly.
It takes a really dark turn here. Someone leaks her location to Julie and the village girls.
Oh, no.
They lure her to a warehouse. And it's brutal. They torture her, push her head into dirty water until she passes out.
That's horrific. It shows that malice from her old life just won't let go.
Exactly. But what's truly pivotal here is Michael's reaction.
How does he find out?
Unclear how he finds out she's gone, but he becomes frantic. And when he finds her, attacked, he is enraged.
What does he do?
Goes after the attackers, forces them to suffer 1,000 times more, makes them drink the same dirty water.
Wow. Intense.
And he declares, really fiercely, no one hurts what's his. It's possessive, protective.
Does Skylar try to stop him?
She does, yeah. Her compassion comes through. But he ignores her. Interestingly, James also finds the girls later and tortures them too.
Making amends for leaving her earlier, maybe? Or just showing his own dark side?
Could be both. It certainly reveals a much darker, vengeful aspect to James and this incredibly fierce protective streak in Michael.
And for Skylar, after everything, feeling truly protected by Michael, that must be huge.
Absolutely. It feels like the turning point for her emotionally. It sets the stage for what happens next.
Right. So building on that moment, Michael comes up with a new plan.
A fake marriage proposal.
His stated reason, marry her, gain full control of the company from Grandpa.
And then divorce. Give Skylar her freedom, maybe some money.
And despite her own feelings, which must be incredibly confusing by now,
She agrees. It's a way out, maybe. Or maybe she's starting to trust him.
they tell Grandpa Robert they're in love.
Who is predictably deeply suspicious. He thinks it's all an act for the inheritance.
So he gets his assistant, Mr. Clark, to basically spy on them.
To see if their feelings are real. And Skylar. She hilariously misunderstands Clark's surveillance,
Thinks he's interested in her romantically.
which leads to that awkward moment where Michael tries to clear things up and ends up accidentally kissing her.
Right in front of Mr. Clark. Perfect timing.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much of this fake act is starting to feel real for Michael himself?
He might not even realize it yet.
Exactly. So to convince Grandpa, they decide they need to up their game.
Stage a secret romance.
Yeah.
And they even get Willow involved.
Yeah, Willow helps them. They hire a director, a scriptwriter. It's getting elaborate.
And during one of these staged scenes, Michael's acting is apparently so good.
Skylar bursts out laughing, twists her ankle.
But ironically, the director sees this mishap as proof, calls it amazing chemistry. This whole fake romance thing must be incredibly painful for Willow, though.
Oh, definitely. She finally confesses her feelings to Michael, tells him she's loved him for years, tried to be the woman he wanted.
How does Michael handle that?
Gently, it seems. He rejects her, but explained that real love isn't about meeting expectations.
Still, that rejection fuels something else in Willow.
Yeah, heartbreak turns to vengeance. She apparently makes a plan to kidnap Skylar, though we don't see that play out immediately.
Meanwhile, Grandpa Robert, seemingly buying the romance act.
Introduces yet another condition.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, this guy.
I know, right? Now Michael has to complete the Bay Group project to get permission to marry Skylar.
A project Michael seems really stressed about. James explains it's stalled because the owner, a Mr. Miller, won't sell the fishing area involved.
Fishing area, Skylar perks up. That's her background.
Exactly. That connection to her past suddenly becomes incredibly relevant.
And this leads to probably the biggest reveal of the story, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Michael and Skylar go to meet this Mr. Miller.
And during their conversation, Michael opens up about his childhood trauma.
Losing his parents, almost drowning himself. His deep fear of water.
But he also mentions he was saved by a girl when he was 10.
And the penny drops. For the listener, for Skylar,
Yeah.
you realize.
That girl was Skylar. She saved his life all those years ago.
Mind-blowing connection. And Mr. Miller, he's deeply moved by their story, by Skylar's understanding of his connection to the fishing area.
And then he reveals his own story.
Yeah, his own past heartbreak. Loved a poor woman. Father objected. They separated. She had a daughter. Died in an accident.
Strongly hinting that Skylar.
Is his long-lost daughter. Another huge reveal.
So convinced by their love and this shared history.
Mr. Miller signs the contract for the Bay Group project. Success.
Michael and Skylar celebrate. They kiss.
And you feel like, okay, all the manipulation, all the secrets, they're finally leading somewhere meaningful. It feels like destiny almost.
But the drama isn't over. Just as Michael seems about to confess something really important to Skylar.
Bam, he gets hit by a car.
Terrible. And in that moment of panic, Skylar has that crystal clear realization.
He was the boy she saved. It hits her fully.
And then the shocking truth when the accident comes out.
Grandpa Robert orchestrated it. Can you believe it?
Just to test Michael's feelings or resolve. It's incredibly callous. Mr. Clark, the assistant, apparently didn't know the full extent.
James sees this level of manipulation and is just furious with his grandfather. Rightly so.
So, after this, Willow comes to say goodbye.
Yeah, visits Michael in the hospital, says she's leaving the country for a movie. A quiet exit for her.
Michael recovers. He's ready to take over the company.
And Grandpa Robert, maybe feeling a bit guilty or just making his next move. He gives Skylar the keys to her rebuilt house.
Signaling she doesn't have to stay at the mansion anymore.
Right. And Michael, he goes all out planning this wedding. Aquarium theme. Dolphins, shells, lavender.
All her favorite things. He tells his assistant, point blank.
This is not a fake marriage. Skylar is his princess.
It really feels like his heart has completely changed, doesn't it? The actions, the words.
It seems genuine now. Like the fake setup somehow led to real feelings. You really think, okay, now they get their happy ending.
You'd think so. But Grandpa Robert, he wasn't done yet. One final cruel twist was coming. Just when everything seemed set, Grandpa Robert plays his last devastating card.
He introduces Sophia from the super wealthy Sioux family.
And declares Michael must marry her for financial backing as he takes over.
Michael is just utterly poleaxed. He finally sees the full picture.
Realizes he and Skylar were just tools, pawns to get the Bay Group project signed.
He confronts his grandfather, calls him despicable, says he ruined Skylar's life for a business deal. He's furious.
And Skylar overhears all of this.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Devastating. But her reaction, It's surprisingly calm, isn't it?
Yeah, quiet strength. She just tells Michael basically, you got what you wanted, the company. I've got my house back. We don't need this fake marriage anymore.
And she walks away, leaves Michael completely shattered.
It's poignant, you know? Her initial vow was to marry someone rich out of spite. Now she has feelings, but she walks away from the wealth because the foundation was a lie.
Her heart has changed completely. And the big question now is, what will Michael sacrifice? The fake reason is gone. Will he fight for the real feelings?
So a month goes by. Silence, seemingly.
Then news reports start surfacing. Michael Jackson to marry Sophia Sue. Looks like he made his choice.
Skylar sees this, heartbroken. She puts on that special dress Michael gave her, the one meant for his fiancée, remembering.
It seems like the end. But then, middle of the night,
Michael shows up at her door.
the final dramatic confrontation. Or confession, rather.
He tells her he loves her profoundly, that the status difference means nothing. He can't live without her.
And then finally, a real proposal for her.
Wow, what a roller coaster. So pulling it all together, what does this whole story from Orphan to Heiress, a love redeemed, really tell us?
Well, it's definitely a masterclass in manipulation, isn't it? And hidden pasts colliding.
But also, unexpectedly, how real affection can just bloom in the middle of all that strategy.
It really shows how even the most detailed long-term plans can just fall apart when genuine emotions get involved.
Yeah, that clash between chasing wealth and power and finding actual human connection, it's right there.
And if you connect it to a bigger picture, it's kind of a potent reminder, right?
Right.
External stuff, family pressure, money, status, it shapes our lives massively.
I mean, maybe not definitively.
Exactly. Genuine bonds, kindness, figuring out who you are, that seems to overcome even the craziest deceptions in this story.
It definitely makes you question what wealth really means by the end.
For sure.
We really hope this deep dive gave you that clearer picture you were looking for, navigating all those twists and turns from the sources you shared.
Yeah, hope it was as engaging for you as it was for us to unpack. And maybe a final thought to leave you with.
Go on.
Think about the different kinds of love we see here. There's the conditional love, maybe from Jake or initially from the Jacksons.
The strategic love that Michael and Skylar were faking.
And then finally, what seems like selfless, genuine love at the end. How does that whole progression redefine what a happy ending actually looks like in this context?
That's a great question to ponder. What does it really mean?
Something to mull over.
Definitely. Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
We look forward to exploring more fascinating stories with you next time.